Shocking latest news. On September 6, singer Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, who is famous for her role in the Game of Thrones, announced they were getting divorced. The former couple posted identical statements on their respective Instagram accounts, confirming that, after 4 wonderful years of marriage, we have mutually decided to amicably end our marriage. Joe Jonas is said to have known his marriage to Sophie Turner was over after she was allegedly caught saying or doing something on their Ring security camera. It is not yet clear what Turner allegedly said or did in the footage captured outside their home. However, TMZ reports that the incident was the final straw for Joe. The alleged doorbell footage made the pop singer, 34, realize his 4-year marriage with the 27-year-old Game of Thrones star was over. The couple, who started dating in 2016, have filed for divorce. They have 2 daughters together. Jonas is seeking joint custody of the girls, according to the divorce documents. The two had a prenuptial agreement that Jonas expects will be enforced, according to the filing. News of their split came as a surprise, as the pair displayed no signs that their marriage was on the rocks, with the actress sharing photos with the musician backstage at Jonas Brothers concerts and playfully teasing him on social media. In the days after rumors of the split began to surface, the singer wore his ring on stage and even shared a photo of himself wearing his wedding band hours before news broke that he had filed for divorce. Though their romance has come to an end, it wasn't always tough times for Jonas and Turner. After getting engaged to Jonas, who first reached out to the actress via an Instagram DM in 2016, Turner even admitted that she didn't think she'd ever marry. "I was fully preparing myself to be single for the rest of my life," she told Rolling Stone in March 2019. "I think once you found the right person, you just know." From sliding into DMs to their 2 2019 weddings, a surprised Vegas ceremony first, then an elegant affair in France, and welcoming 2 children, the former couple have shared many sweet moments together during their romance. So, guys, we're back at it again. Another couple ends the contract. Another couple with differences chooses to go their own way. Another couple who couldn't hold it together. While I'll refrain from any blame games or pointing fingers, I will, however, comment on the facts that we have over here in this case. The only damning evidence that Jonas had against Sophie Turner was something she said or did which he heard on a security camera footage. This shows things had become thorny between the two already. But then it does point to the fact that Sophie was still living with him. Given the nature of women is hypergamous, she might have not found someone else until that time, but Jonas might have heard her do or say something that led to her working on her next opportunity. Women treat men like men treat jobs, and the last thing I want is a second job when I'm done with work. The more I learn about how dark the female psyche is, the more I dive deeper into the monk mode culture. Once you learn about and accept female nature for what it is, there's no more disappointment or heartbreak with their behavior. Just don't allow yourself the emotional investment in them. You're your distance. Enjoy the ride, but know that every extended interaction or relationship with a woman has a built-in expiration date. It really is just your turn, as she is always looking for a better deal and is never fully invested in you. Hypergamy is real. Monkey branching is real. Men need to be aware. The problem is the women don't respect or love any of the men and vice versa, so it's just transactional. It's not really a relationship. It just ends up being 2 people using each other and then moving on. Why do women monkey branch? It's hardwired into their brains. It's a survival mechanism that's been there since time began. You can't change it. They can't change it. Ignoring it will not make it go away. The best way to deal with it is to realize that she's not yours, it's just your turn. But why do women do this? Why do women monkey branch off to other men? Simple. It's all about convenience and nature. Convenience because they need a place to dump emotional baggage, indulge in the feelings of revenge if applicable, and most likely are applicable if they felt the need to leave. If they were leaving because the grass was greener, they feel more desirable. If they are with someone, as opposed to lonely, sad, depressed, and with little sense of direction. Also, not to be understated, the thrill of lustful conquest is a driving force until they decide to love someone. Many will argue this last point, but love is something you do, more so than something you feel. We often don't feel like doing what loving someone would require us to do, but that is how we know we truly love someone and why we do it. It's also about hypergamy because that's the raw female condition. Women tend to date up in the market and not down. They look for a man with a higher social status than the one they were with before. They look for prestige, social value, influence, power, wealth, and better-looking men who can be better providers and be the source of better-looking and healthier offspring. In this case, we'll have to wait and see who Sophie Turner monkey-branched off to. However, throughout all of this, I can't help but think about their two little girls and how their lives would be impacted. I hope the divorce court settles this, giving justice to both parties. But we all know that the legal system is designed to work in favor of women and use men's resources to pay for their financial expenses for the rest of their lives. Women were never aligned with their men and what they wanted to achieve in life. And there have been many cases where women had actually planned to marry wealthy men, only to divorce them and live off of divorce money without having to work for the rest of their lives. Women have deceived men into marriage only to take away their resources. A lot of the credit goes to the MGTOW movement that allowed men to share their experiences and opened each other's eyes regarding the true nature of women. Now, I'm not saying Sophie Turner deceived Joe Jonas, but just putting out their manipulation really is a key tactic used by women to have their way, which leads them to hypergamy and moving on and upwards with someone who is more influential in society. Plus, we all know how ending no-fault divorce is the planning phase in the United States and might be implemented across all states soon enough. In some cases, it already has. With no-fault divorce, the power is in women's hands, and they tend to abuse it to get rich quickly and move on with their lives. This is why more men are not getting married. This is why more men don't want to get into committed relationships with women. With circumstances such as these, I don't blame them. I would do the same and stay away from marriage. It's important to note that as marriage goes, so goes the nation. Strong families are the foundation of any society. Hedonism always takes its toll. Women do not mature faster than men. They excel at social dynamics, and social dynamics are heavily rewarded through middle and high school, whereas nothing men excel at is rewarded. Additionally, women learn early that they have something men want, and they learn to manipulate men to take advantage of it. It is predatory, not more mature. Men could be just as predatory as women, but the law and social mores clamp down heavily on men's natural tendencies. If it weren't for misandrous teachers punishing and suppressing boys' natural talents, young boys would not appear so slow to mature. In antiquity, 18-year-old men wrote symphonies, built war machines, and conquered nations. No matter where you are, and no matter what age group you belong to, always know that it's not necessary that once you're married happily, it's going to stay like that forever. Women need constant validation, which I personally believe is just a cop-out for not being content with who they are at certain points in their lives and not truly being in control of their own emotions. Truth be told, no-fault divorce and having no financial ties to be in a family is what destroyed and is destroying families. Women are incentivized to use men as donors and then use the men for child support. In the rare case where relationships get far enough to progress to the marriage stage, women are incentivized further to leave because they are hypergamous and will only date men who make more money than them. That means when a divorce happens, they will almost always get more stuff because the law blindly supports women. Until we publicly recognize that women are hypergamous and abolish these anti-male laws, the family unit will forever be destroyed. If people who have all the resources cannot stay committed, remember that for people, especially women, no amount of money you make will be enough. We can see that in all the recent divorce cases that are happening around us. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.